That was the signal that me and my friends had to stop whatever we were doing and remain still. When I was 7 or 8, I played this game where one child was walking ahead of the group of other children, and all the other children were making funny faces, strange movements, but the moment that child who was at the front turned around and said, "Freeze!" everybody had to turn into a stone. I think that was actually a very interesting image of how to be contemplative in action. Because we were moving a lot, but at the same time we did pay attention to what was happening around us. We stayed alert. We were on our guard, but that didn't rob us of joy. We still enjoyed what we were doing. Now, the older I got, the less I associated being mindful and alert with something positive, with joy. Because whenever somebody told me to stay on my guard, to be careful, I experienced that as an invitation to put my life on hold. To take a deep breath and stop breathing altogether, as if waiting for some kind of danger to pass. Unfortunately, that's often the effect that authority figures have on us. Perhaps you've experienced this yourself when you talk to somebody who you feel is domineering or who intimidates you. Perhaps you notice how your breath changes, how it becomes more shallow, and even your vocabulary may change. Maybe you start speaking as if you were a completely different person, and you may notice that you are putting a lot of effort to be in the presence of that person, and when they finally leave, you can breathe a sigh of relief that you can finally be yourself. This Sunday we're meditating Mark 13 verses 33 to 37. I would like you to notice what feelings this fragment and the words about being watchful evoke in you. Be on guard. Be alert. You do not know when that time will come. It's like a man going away. He leaves his house and puts his servants in charge, each with their assigned task, and tells the one at the door to keep watch. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know when the owner of the house will come back, whether in the evening, or at midnight, or when the rooster crows, or at dawn. If he comes suddenly, do not let him find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to everyone. Watch. If you felt that as an invitation to stop whatever you were doing and just freeze, then don't worry, it's just a feeling, you don't have to follow that. We know from other fragments of the Gospel, especially from the parable of the talents, that we are not supposed to be passive. We are not supposed to be watchful in the sense of putting our life on hold, as if waiting for some kind of danger to pass, as if waiting for nobody knows what. That's not being contemplative in action, that's being passive contemplative, if I may say so. If we take a closer look, and as you know, we always take a closer look here because it's into the deep, we can see a completely different image actually. Everybody is assigned a task. A task means that you are supposed to do something here. Again, something, not everything. You're not supposed to be the savior of the whole world. You're not supposed to be in two places at the same time. Yet I think that that's often the case when we feel a general sense of guilt that maybe we are not doing enough, or maybe we should do something more because we might not be considered as a good person, or I don't know what. Then we might fall into the temptation of being busy for the sake of being busy. Just to be found in action, just to be found doing something rather than being passive and thinking about life, for example. But paradoxically, that's what we sometimes need, to do nothing in order to do more. Because in order to recognize what your task, not a list of tasks, but your task is, you need to have some time, some space, you need discernment. And your task doesn't necessarily have to be something very concrete, something particular. Like we often think about that, like my task in life is to be a wife and mother. It can be something very spiritual, something very elusive that you may not have discovered fully. Something more like a shape of your soul, to use more poetic language. the chances of discovering what your task is are very low when you are busy all the time, so we are not promoting busyfulness on this channel. When I first meditated on this gospel, I thought that keeping watch means not letting any negativity, sin, evil, however you call it, in. So keeping the door shut from what is bad. But then I thought that it can't be so easy. It's not really what I feel at the deepest level that this gospel is about. And then it struck me that the doorkeeper was supposed to be awake not in order not to let any thieves in, though that's certainly recommended as well, but to be ready when the master comes. We might be used to thinking about staying on our guard, being watchful, as an activity that's supposed to protect us from evil that surrounds us. But what if being on your guard actually means to watch out for signs of love, to make sure you're not missing out on love? You can live your life being afraid of everything and everybody, always on your guard because somebody might steal something from you. But the risk is you might get so focused on not letting anything negative in that you will end up empty because you didn't let anything positive in either. So while there is still time, you may spend your life not frightened but alert to the signs of love that are around you, so that when the time comes, you'll be ready. You'll be ready to open up, to open the door to life, to love, to God, who doesn't want to freeze you, but constantly frees you, because he wants you to be free. A meditation on freedom, open door policy, and being contemplative in action. This Sunday, 10 p.m. Central European Time. See you.